Today we're walking in Styal the village that is. We're going to see Quarry Bank Mill, Styal Country Park, and we're going to follow the North Cheshire Way on Bollin Valley Way all the way to Manchester Airport. Let's see what we can see. We're following the River Bollin, and the River Bollin runs from the edge of the Peak District through the towns of Macclesfield, Prestbury, Wilmslow, and then heads towards Altrincham and then flows out to the Ship Canal. Okay, let's carry on. This is one of several large sandstone outcrops on the route. Well, we've arrived at Quarry Bank Mill, let's take a look around. Well, here we are at Quarry Bank Mill. Quarry Bank Mill is a Georgian cotton mill constructed in 1784 by Samuel Gregg. Production continued all the way until 1959, and it became a National Trust property in 1939. Well, this is a weir on the River Bollin. It was built to control the water level on the river to provide the huge quantities of water needed to power the mill. The mill was powered by a water wheel all the way up until 1910. One of the features of Quarry Bank Mill was the Apprentice House. There were still apprentices here until 1847, and these were unpaid child labourers, often from the workhouses. Here we are in Styal Woods. Styal Woods is also part of the Styal Country Park estate, and we're going to follow the North Cheshire Way all the way to the airport. Bridge has seen better days. Well, the paths return back to the side of the River Bollin again. We're going to follow the Bollin probably for about another 2/3 of a mile or so, then we'll reach the main Altrincham road. Well, this is Oxbow Bridge, and it's positioned on a portion of the River Bollin where it goes through an extremely tight meander. In fact, the other side of the river there is only just over the bank. What eventually will happen is the sandy soil will just erode away and the river will completely change its course, leaving an oxbow lake. The River Bollin has many meanders along its middle course, such as this one at Styal. The water on the outside of the bend in a meander travels faster than the water on the inside of the bend. This leads to high levels of erosion on the outside of the bend and silt being deposited on the inside. Over time, the neck of land in between the meander will get narrower as the river erodes the banks on the outside of the bends. Eventually, the river will break its way through and change its course. The entrance to the former meander, now cut off from the main river flow, will silt up, leaving behind an oxbow lake. In time, the oxbow lake itself will gradually dry up. Herd of longhorn cattle. Okay, we've left the Styal estate behind. This way is to Manchester Airport along the North Cheshire Way. 140 metres long, 18 metres high, and goes right underneath Runway 2. Manchester Airport itself is the UK's 4th busiest airport, after Heathrow, Gatwick and Stansted. Last year it carried 18 million passengers. Well, here we are alongside Manchester's second runway. It opened in 2001 at a cost of £172 million. It was the first commercial runway to be opened for more than 20 years at the time. Well, that's it from Styal and Manchester Airport this week. Hopefully see you again soon. See you again.